5, 4, 3, 2. How you feeling?
Oh, you caught me mid-puff. I'm well. How are you?
You messed up the intro, man.
It's all good.
Welcome back.
Welcome.
Another episode of the new cool Syndicate podcast. Hey, I have some good news. We have good news. Ladies and gentlemen, we have our first sponsor.
Hey.
Our first one. Go ahead and check out Winners at Risk Clothing. So that's Winners at Risk _ clothing on Instagram. So what you're getting with this is it's dope. It's dope urban wear. It's dope urban wear. T-shirts, hoodies, crew neck, sweatpants. Like it's a dope look.
The items look premium. Yeah, you show me, man. Sure. Thumbs up.
Hey, and I already ordered my stuff, so it's on the way. It's
yes,
on
sir.
the way. Yeah, Winners at Risk. Shout out to you too, Ryan, man. We see you doing your thing, man. We support that.
Yes, sir.
And we appreciate the opportunity to have you as a sponsor. So that's what's up. Winners at Risk Clothing. I'm gonna put it down here somewhere. I'm gonna edit that in.
Hey.
So we were just talking about music, right? And I'm from the East Coast. I'm from DC and Maryland, so DMV. Shout out to DMV.
And
You're
I'm
from here.
born in Vallejo, raised in Fairfield.
Okay.
So, you know.
So we have we were brought up on different music tastes. So you kind of threw me off because you didn't hear about Lil Wayne until how old?
I'd say possibly freshman or sophomore year.
That blows my mind.
Around the Carter 2?
Carter 2 is like my top 3 favorite Lil Wayne albums. Projects, mixtapes, just all together, bodies of work, Carter 2. That blows me away that you didn't hear about him till freshman year.
Were you up on E40 and that might get a report card though?
No.
See, because he's a legend too.
No, I see that now that I live in California. Like the way that you all support your own artists is dope. That's so dope. E40 out here is a legend.
Hustles are us. My game's sharper than an elephant tusk.
Man.
Me, myself, and I the only one that I could trust. Sleep with one eye open, finger on my pistol clutch.
Okay, we get it.
Yes, sir.
So, what's the number one hip hop album you think of? Like as far as your youth, like the hardest.
Ah, man, only one name pops into mind, and it's 50 Cent. Get Rich or Die Trying. That was a staple in my fucking youth.
Earlier when we talked about it, you said that and it was already on the tip of my tongue. Like there's certain times where I'm like, all right, Mike is a cool guy. Like we got a lot in common. And then there's stuff like that where it's like, oh, this is my soul, bro.
For sure. Give me some of that.
So 50 Cent, Get Rich or Die Trying. We were like 12 because this came out in 2003.
2003? Okay.
Yeah, so maybe 11 going on 12. And the stuff he was talking about is like vulgar shit. Shooting up people, drug dealing. We get it.
I'm a PIMP. Shit like that.
Shit. Yeah, like just a lot of stuff that we didn't really understand as kids. Like we got the gist of it, but it's kind of stuff that kids shouldn't be listening to.
Right, especially replaying in their mind, and now it's forming as a thought, and the thought forms into an action, and now you're talking to 4 different girls because you think you're a pimp.
Because that's what you think you're supposed to do. That's what your artist, your favorite artist, told you to do. Because that's what's cool.
The difference is he can afford those 4 different girls. Stay faithful, one girl only. I suppose. That's what I feel. I don't suppose that.
This was brought to you by Micah Anderson.
Hey.
Also, black men don't cheat, so that's not.
That's right. That's just a natural.
So we had some kids over at the place the other day. My niece, like cousins and friends and stuff like that. And they were playing music, and I'm just in the kitchen, just minding my business, like making something to eat.
Well, what kind of music were they playing?
That's what caught my attention.
Like Baby Shark.
No, the opposite of Baby Shark. The opposite of that. It was Meg Thee Stallion, Savage.
No thanks.
Yeah, that's a no for me, dog. So
at that age, no.
So, yeah, that's the thing. I'm like, the song is one thing, but then I'm like, what the fuck? There's so many kids in here. I'm like, should I step in? Should I throw the flag? Like, but it's not my responsibility.
Right.
So then it made me have a flashback. I'm like, damn, when I was that age, we had fucking 50 Cent. I can't think of any well, Lil Kim, I guess, was still popping for the ladies. Nicki Minaj didn't come out yet, but the point
Certainly
is, we
a different time though, because now the music is free. Like back then, you had to go search, go get the CD from the goddamn store.
That's if you wanted to have the music.
Exactly.
But
so now it's just being forced upon people. So it's like, maybe I should listen to this shit.
But I don't think there's much of a difference, because even back then they were kind of forcing it on us. Remember the music video stations, like when MTV was actually music videos?
Oh yeah, you couldn't control what goes on there.
Yeah, so it's almost the point I'm trying to make, and we can go into it further if you want, but nothing really ever changes. Like the more things change, the more they stay the same. So
Well,
nothing's
floppy
ever
disks.
really different. Huh?
Floppy disk, those got the fuck out of here.
Yeah, but I guess you got the hell out of
You remember those though?
Yeah, hell yeah. You have to have the fucking the disc to
The little
save all your
square,
stuff too.
and you couldn't touch the little film or else it's bad.
Alright, I guess some things change, I guess, but in a broader sense. Okay, you can have that one. You can have that one. I got you. You win. In a broad sense, the more things change, blah, 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 blah. So, I was on Instagram the other day, and a couple of my favorite comedians, one of them is Andrew Schultz. The other one is...
Yeah, he works with Charlemagne. Yeah.
Charlemagne should be a comedian himself. Like, he's clever. He's so fucking clever.
Smart guy.
So Charlemagne and Andrew have Brilliant Idiots. That's my number one favorite podcast. But Andrew has his own thing, Flagrant, too. And, side note, it started off as a sports podcast, but they do sports and, like, just life shit, too. So it's like comedy and sports is genius. And now that there's no sports, like, they're still doing their thing because it wasn't all about sports. But I just thought it was interesting that it started about sports. Anyway, these guys are comedians, and I watch their stuff. And one of the things they do that's different is it's called crowd work.
What's that about?
So you come to the show. It's basically freestyling. So it's freestyling for comedians.
Okay.
So they'll kind of vibe with the audience, maybe pick somebody out in the audience and make fun of them, but they keep the show going.
How long do those usually last? Because how long can you do that?
Okay, so that's another good thing, because there's certain times you may see it in other comedians' bits. They do it for like a few seconds. So Andrew Schultz has this thing where he does like full specials of it. So you can look up on YouTube Andrew Schultz comedy work, a crowd show special, and he just goes off for like minutes, like 10, 15, 20 minutes. But
So people buy tickets to his show to be talked about.
Good question. I don't know. Like, I don't know if they think that they're paying for that, but that's hilarious. Just
Interesting.
to talk shit about it. It's like you pay your $50, you go in like, I'm about to have a good time, and then you come out an hour later like, maybe my haircut is fucked up. Maybe I do wear trash outfits. But
Yeah.
so it made me think about like the genius, because normal people can't come up with stuff off the top like that. That's funny and entertain. Like it's a skill. And I'm like, comedians are geniuses. They put in so much work, and their thoughts and perspectives that basically make them modern day philosophers. But they twist it in a way that it's entertaining too. So I'm like, they're geniuses.
And that touches a little bit upon mastery. So if you focus on just all aspects of the craft that you're in,
Yep.
you can improve upon it and just be quick-witted, be ready for action. That shit is applaudable. That's why people pay the money to go see
For
them.
sure, because they put in the work and they're the best at what they do. So, do you think the mastery is open to anybody, or do only certain people have the capacity to master anything?
Oh, I believe that, first of all, whatever your innate purpose is, whatever your soul is telling you that you need to go and do this,
Right.
there are going to be so many distractions, but
How do you find that though? Like, because what it sounds like you're saying is probably your passion or your calling. How do you find that?
well, it's like, does this feel right to you right now, sitting
That's a
here
good
doing a podcast?
Yeah.
Like,
Oh,
this
yeah,
feels
yeah,
lit.
this
Like,
feels
you know what I
right.
mean? Like, this is like, so creative expression, that's one thing that people should be able to do. Mastering their creative expression.
Yep.
Mastering their creative expression, it just leads to bigger platforms and just bigger opportunities. So I don't know. One day we might be doing a live podcast.
We'll see. Oh yeah, that would be in the plan somewhere. Somebody asked me about that. I'm like, dang, I haven't even thought about it, but I like that your mind is there. So I think anybody has a capacity to master anything, but I think that really comes down to your discipline. So, because I was thinking about this when you were speaking, and I'm trying to figure out how to phrase the actual question.
Well, take your time.
What about the people who don't have a passion for creative expression? Like,
then they're the accountants, and they're the ones that like the format that, oh, I have to do this, to create a result.
Interesting. Okay, so I think when people in general talk about passions and stuff like that, it's romanticized. So we also we always think we have to be the best of the best as far as like stars and fame. We have to be athletes, musicians, things like that. But you can also find passion in the mundane, I guess, right?
Right.
So I guess
I like working on cars, man.
Yeah.
It's a newfound passion because I like to work with my hands. I like to always have a task available. So many different aspects come with it because the different cars that come in, I present a new, okay, you have this, and this wrong. I can help you with this. You know what I mean? So it's like I can be creative. I can help them. At the same time, it's never the same procedure.
For sure. It's something new every time.
Certainly.
Just like with the podcast. Every episode, we have new ideas. We have new tech malfunctions that we got to overcome. So that's interesting. Damn, I didn't think we were going to go that deep. I was reading, what was it? The Alchemist, and it kind of talks about that. Okay. So the way they phrase it is your personal legend. So whatever you're supposed to do, your passion or your calling, kind of like you were saying, you find your niche for it, and then the universe kind of gives you some good luck that kind of encourages you to go on that path. But then after you get that dose of good luck, now you have to have the challenges that really push you to overcome that. So
when you say luck, would that be an example of like an opportunity that just falls in your lap?
It could be that. It could come in different ways, but it'll push you in the direction that you need to go. It'll also give you the encouragement that you should keep going. Because it's like, all right, well, this is a sign that this is what I'm supposed to do. But I think you just got to kind of work on your awareness to even notice things like that. But yeah.
Awareness is a big thing, man, because you can't be aware of yourself if you're always trying to follow the crowd, see what so-and-so is doing. You know what I mean? Take care of home first.
Taking care of home. You know, all right, so when you do that, it's ironic because you're not following the crowd. So what you do is you kind of carve your own lane. And people see that. And I think, like, that's a cool thing because when you meet people like that, you automatically think it's something different about this person.
Like trailblazer.
For sure, trailblazer. I like that. Be a trailblazer. And a lot of times I think, so what's cool in a general sense is what everybody's doing. But the real cool is really about doing your thing and then making an impact, and then people follow that. Like you said, trailblaze.
Right, because there's only one Salt Bae. You know what I mean? Like the nigga that chops up the fucking steaks, sprinkles the shit, and feeds it to you. He stayed on his path, you know.
And then even going back into the topic of cool, because when you're kids, what's your impact of cool? Like, how do you determine cool? Whatever's popping in music, right?
Yeah, I fucked with it. I ain't gonna lie. Y'all know about NSYNC?
Ah, fuck. Yeah, we do. I definitely do.
Bruh, man.
Some dudes would be like, man, fuck that gay shit, man.
Nah, bro, real ballads of love.
For sure. NSYNC. Who else? B2K.
Oh yeah, B2K. Let's see. I fucked with MJ when I was young.
Who?
Michael Jackson.
Oh, okay. Cut that.
No, it's okay.
I didn't know. Yeah,
it's okay. He's a great guy.
I know who MJ is. Thanks for defending me. So, but like I was saying, with the cool stuff is like, so kids base their cool off of like celebrities, whether they know it or not. So when me and you were listening to 50 Cent, right, we thought being hard was kind of cool, or being a pimp was kind of cool.
Right.
And we don't really know what's going on. Speaking of the pimp stuff, I got a story. I'm going to get into that.
Let's get it.
Middle school, it was Valentine's Day. And you know how kids give out their cards. It's like an obligatory thing. like something you just do.
Yeah, one for everyone.
For exactly that. And I brought a card home, and my uncle raised me. My funkle.
Your
my
funkle. Hey, shout out to the funkle.
Shout out to the funkles. And he saw one of my cards, and it was from.
What that shit say?
So it said something generic like, "Oh, you're the apple of my eye," and then at the end it said, "To Ira, keep pimping these hoes."
Hey.
Right? And my funkle looked at it. He was like, "Oh, what do you know about pimping and hoes? And do you know how much work goes into that? And then how many laws you may be breaking in the drug?" I'm like, "Yo, relax."
I could only imagine it's a lot of effort going into pimping, Uncle. I'm only in the 6th grade.
Hey, like I always say, pimping ain't easy.
Hey.
I do not always say that. Remember, black men don't cheat.
That's right. We're faithful. 49er faithful.
And then at the end of the day, we had kids over at, like I said, and they were listening to the music, and I'm thinking, I don't think they should be listening to that. But it doesn't really, I don't think it impacts people as much as you may think.
Well, is there a difference? Was there someone to say, hey, don't listen to 50 Cent? As far as, did he come in and cut you off from it? Or was it, just a free-for-all? You know what I mean?
My funkle?
Yeah, your funkle.
I don't think he really knew what music I was listening to. So there was another time where I had the Carter 2. I can't remember which song it was.
I'm the fireman. Fire for fireman.
And my funkle came in one day. I can't remember why. And I'm going to rap the song because I can't think of the title.
Hit that shit.
So the song went, stepping out the motherfucking car, day and all. I'm looking like a star, bitch. When you see me make a wish, holla at your motherfucking boy, J.R. Birdman, my paw, bitch. Born brat, born rich. Dear Mr. Toilet, I'm the shit. Got these other haters pissed because my toilet paper thick. I'm going to stop right there.
For sure, I see you.
My funkle heard all this fucks and shits and bitches, and he's like, "Oh, this is what you're listening to?" And I'm like, "No, wait. That's the wrong song. I should have played Fireman."
What was he listening to?
The Luther Vandross's, the Aretha Franklin's, the old schools. R&B. Yeah, so anyway, kids... As adults, I'll start with us. If you can, try to limit the music your kids are listening to, because there's putting these negative ideas.
And they're very impressionable.
For sure, they are impressionable. Now, I do think it comes up to the person to determine this is the right way to be. We all have common sense. Just because me and you listen to 50 Cent, we didn't go out shooting up clubs.
I didn't, but I did have a BB gun in my backpack.
Oh, just in case.
You never know.
For the haters?
You never know.
For the haters?
Plastic BBs, what's up?
But it's like a balance. I don't think we have to put too many lectures into the music people are listening to nowadays. Like when we were young, we had the music nowadays, if that makes sense. But we all have common sense. But there's a balance between limiting what the kids are listening to as far as parents, aunts, authority figures.
Right, because I feel like that would be...
stress you too much.
I'm sorry to cut you off.
No, that's good. Go ahead.
Not letting it stress you. But I feel like that's like party music. So if it's not a party, don't play it. You know what I mean? What's going on?
So it's up to, I guess...
Just the setting. I don't know.
Yeah. It's appropriate in certain settings. I guess the point is, don't stress too much about it. Stop hating on the music nowadays. It is what it is. It's party music. A lot of kids have common sense. And yeah, that's pretty much it for me. Do you have anything else?
Just a quick shout out to God.
Go for it.
Shout out to War Clothing. War. That's winners at risk. Other than that, man, if you shave your head on a weekly basis, shout out to you, because these cuts and nicks, they fucking suck, bro. They fucking suck. Anyways, back to you.
It's all good, man. Thank you to the followers, to the supporters.
We love you!
Yeah, for sure. Every episode we do our best to improve and give you better content. It is a journey, so if you've been with us from the beginning, special shout outs to you.
Shout out to y'all, man, and look forward.
Yeah.
One day coming soon, we're gonna throw a mixer.
Hey,
and you're all invited.
Speak it to the universe. That's for sure.
Yes,
That's
sir.
for sure coming. Go ahead and follow the pages on Instagram at The New Cool Syndicate, one word. On Facebook at The New Cool Syndicate, 3 words.
3.
And then on YouTube too. What episode did we do last? Oh, the Drunken Skunks. Go ahead and check that out. The teaser and the full episode is both on YouTube, so go ahead and check that out. And as far as the fun stuff, follow my personal page at WTF_Ira and
and at It's Me the Micah, and we're rebranding for Ganja Guy, so don't sleep on us.
It's all good.
We're
We'll
chilling.
be back. We'll be back in action. On that note, thank you for listening to another episode.
Yeah. Hey.
We'll see y'all next week. Thank you for listening.
Yes, sir.